Hey guys, my name is Yvette and welcome to my DIY channel, and I hope that you guys are having a great day. So for today's video, I wanted to share with you how I made an air dry clay basket. And this is a dupe of an Urban Outfitters basket that I saw, and I really liked it and I really wanted it, but then I forgot to get it and now it's out of stock. And so I was just like, maybe I should try making it. And so yeah, let's just get started. For this project, I'm going to use this baking pan to help me make my basket. It's roughly 10 inches by 6, and I really just liked the size of it. And you guys could use any rectangular box or dish to help you make your basket. And then for clay, I'm going to be using Dad's air dry clay. I'm going to start out by rolling out some clay. Next, I'm going to cut out long strips of clay with the help from my ruler and needle tool. And then you see like on the centimeter side of my ruler where the numbers are on like the bottom of them, that's how wide I'm going to make all of my strips so that I can make sure they're like the same size. And then the number of strips that you cut out really depends on how many strips you use for your basket. I'm going to take two really long strips and I'm going to connect them because I'm going to use this particular strip to wrap around my basket, and then I'm just going to be using my modeling tool to help me blend them into each other. Okay, so now I'm going to wrap that really long strip around the top of my pan, and this is going to be the rim of my basket. By the way, this is a non-stick pan, which is why I'm doing this directly on the pan, but I would recommend wrapping your pan or your box in like plastic wrap to make it easier for you to remove your basket once it's dry, because I totally should have done that. Right here, I'm trimming off some of that extra clay, and then I'm making sure to tighten the clay around the pan so that it's not loose, and then I'm going to blend these two meeting points together using my modeling tool. With some water on my fingers, I'm gonna blend out the strip just to make sure everything looks like I want it to. On the Urban Outfitters basket, they do really long strips across the bottom and none of it's woven, so that's what I'm gonna do. At first, I was only going to add in 4 strips, but then I decided that I had room for a 5th, so before I add in my last strip, I'm going to blend out the edges of these with a little bit of water on my hands. Okay, so now I'm going to go back and cut out some more strips. I'm adding in my last strip, and the bottom part of this basket looks good, so we can move on. I'm going to take some more strips and I'm going to lay them vertically on my basket just the way that it looks like on the Urban Outfitters basket. And I ended up adding 9 strips vertically. Using my needle tool, I'm going to trim off some of that extra clay hanging off of the ends of the strips just to make this easier for me to work with. I'm going to use some slip, which is some watered down clay in like a paste form, and this is going to help me finish making my basket. Now that we have the layout of the basket done, I'm going to go back in, and anywhere that I like have the clay touching each other, I'm going to add in some slip, and this is really going to help the basket hold together, because if I don't add any slip, I could run the risk of the basket falling apart since none of this is woven in, and the slip is really going to act like a glue for every piece to stick to itself, so I highly recommend this part. Using my needle tool, I'm going to trim off a little bit of that clay by the rim, and then using my modeling tool, I'm going to blend that piece into the clay. And then I'm also using some water and my finger to help me blend everything out. Okay, so we have one strip down, and now we're going to do the same thing to the rest of the strips. And to make this easier for myself, I'm going to add in the slip first to everything. Here I'm taking a clean paintbrush and I'm cleaning away some of that extra slip spilling off of the sides of the strips. Now I'm trimming off some of that extra clay, and then I'm going to blend every piece onto the rim. Make sure you do the exact same thing to the other side, and now we're going to move on to our short side. First, I'm placing each piece where I want it to go, and then I'm going to add the slip under every piece except for the middle one. And then I'm going to trim off some of that extra clay, and then I'm going to blend every piece onto the rim. The Urban Outfitters basket has a little handle here, and so I'm going to add one onto mine, and mine's going to be really small since the other basket is a bit wider than this. And so I'm taking a strip of clay and I'm just going to put it across like that, and then you see that strip that I didn't blend in, I'm going to trim that off. I'm adding some slip, and then I'm going to place my strip back on and blend it into the clay using my modeling tool and my needle tool to help me along the way. And then by the rim part, I'm also going to add in another strip of clay just to make that part thicker. Make sure to blend everything out with some water, and then do the same thing to the other side. I think that this basket turned out so good, and it was pretty easy to do. So now I'm just going to let this dry for 2 to 3 days.
Days later.
Okay guys, so here's our basket now that it's fully dry, and oh my gosh, it looks great. So now I'm just gonna sand it where it needs it, and then I'm gonna paint. seal, I'm going to use Decor's triple thick gloss glaze, and when you do this part, make sure to take your time because you don't want any like clumpy drips anywhere. The Urban Outfitters basket has like something wrapped around the handle. It kind of looks like yarn or something like that, so I'm going to add some yarn to mine. I'm going to hot glue my ends down and then just make sure to do the same thing to the other side. And then yeah guys, we're done, and this basket came out so cute. I am so obsessed. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment and subscribe for more DIYs, and stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!